What's up, everyone? Finally changing out the cooling system today for the car. Gonna head over to Nico's place, which is Gio's brother, and pick up the radiator funnel so it's easier to burp the system, as well as maybe clamps. If not, then we're gonna have to go somewhere else to pick those up, and hopefully everything goes smoothly today. So enjoy.
Oh yeah, it's on coils too.
Is it?
Yeah. I'm gonna go one more block.
Changing the radiator out today. Yeah, hopefully we have the radiator, hoses, thermostat, and thermostat gasket. Move the car onto the dirt so we can drain the coolant without worrying about it staining the concrete. I moved my truck right next to it, so we have a little workbench with all the parts we need. The radiator, I have a new Koyorad radiator. The coolant reservoir tank, because mine is all messed up. Hoses for the radiator, WD-40 for the rusted bolts, radiator cap for the new radiator, thermostat, lube for the gasket, and some clamps for the hoses. Let's get this done. Gio's gonna be helping me on this.
You
Got the hat because it's so hot outside. All right, first we're gonna take out the intake tube, and then we remove the bolt for the fan shroud and the tie down for the radiator that connects to these tubes. And we're gonna take this whole piece out, this out, so we can actually access this radiator and pull this out. We got the intake tube off, and then this part was actually clamped down. We just moved it aside so that we can reach the radiator. Look at all that rusted coolant. Looking like it's not gonna be too bad of a job, but hopefully it stays like that.
we're moving pretty quick.
Oh my god. This took at least 40 minutes to get out. The fan shroud was like stuck on the fan blade, and like it took us forever, but we finally got it out. That was really annoying. This is the intake tube. These are clips that go into the fan shroud that clips onto the radiator, and for some reason this radiator is bolted onto the fan shroud. When I was looking on forums, it said that like it's just clips. There's a bolt right here that we had to take out before we could even disconnect the fan shroud from the radiator, and the space is so tight on this side, but we were able to get it out. But on this side it was absolutely impossible because we have the fuel tank and a whole bunch of other different tubes here that, so like we tried sticking our hand in there and it wouldn't come out. It wasn't that like it wasn't possible, but it was like every time we tried pulling on the radiator or the fan shroud, it would get like stuck. Like it would come up maybe like a couple inches and then it gets stuck. And then I started to realize the fan shroud was actually getting caught on the fan blades, because the fan shroud has a circle in the center and the fan blades are sticking into the fan shroud, and it was just getting stuck on there. So I told Gio to push the fan blades while I tried pulling it out, and we finally got it out. Finally got the radiator, the old radiator out, and the old fan shroud. Definitely needs a wash, and this is the old radiator. We got the thermostat housing off. It went right in there, thermostat housing. So we're gonna pull out that old thermostat and then put in the new one. Ooh. Yeah, it's probably...
That shit's older than us, bro.
This is probably what was causing the overheating issues. It was probably rusted and like won't open. Yeah, seized. because of all the rust. So we're gonna get that swapped out with the new one, and put in this new gasket.
All right, where'd you put it?
New thermostat in. Hopefully fix the overheating problems. I'm pretty sure it will. Fingers crossed. Hopefully. We're gonna put everything back together. I'll show you guys how it looks with the new radiator because it looks sick. This is the thermostat housing, and this is a hose, but this hose is like really stuck onto this thermostat housing, so we're gonna play tug of war and try to get this up. Sanding down the thermostat housing because the old gasket kind of melted on there, so we have to sand it off.
You want to show them my ass?
We got the top radiator hose in with the new thermostat and a gasket on the housing, so we just have to put the radiator in and reconnect the hoses, then bleed the coolant system, and then put new coolant, and we should be done. We got the upper hose connected and we dropped the radiator in. Koyorad looks really nice. We zip tied a whole bunch of stuff because we're not running the fan shroud anymore. It won't fit. So we zip tied a whole bunch of these wires to make sure it doesn't hit the fan. Regrounded these green wires because this bolt stripped. So we're gonna have to drill this out some other time. And all that stuff to do is put in our new reservoir tank, which I got a new one of. Comparison. We're gonna take the side, and we're gonna use the old one because it's a JDM one. JDM everything. JDM is life. Got the new reservoir in, so clean compared to the old one. We're just getting ready to flush out the old coolant, and then we'll put in the new coolant, and hopefully we'll be good.
Yep. All right, what are we doing?
All right. We are bleeding the system right now, so we're putting distilled water in to wash everything out. And then after, we're gonna drain this.
Why are we doing distilled water?
So it doesn't so it doesn't rust?
Yeah.
And then we're gonna drain all this stuff out. And then we're gonna put in the new coolant.
Yep. First start with a new radiator. Trying to bleed the old fluid out. Yup. With the pop-ups?
Finished bleeding out the system, so now we're gonna put the coolant in.
How you feel?
I feel great. I feel like a star. I feel like a star. I'm going to Disneyland.
What? I don't get it.
That's what they say when they win the Super Bowl.
Oh. Now we bleed the air out. Hell yeah. So this job actually only took us 30 minutes, but we went to get food and go to round one because we knew we were gonna finish it early.
Yeah, it was like, we already knew it would be too easy. So.
Yeah. So only took 30 minutes to replace the radiator and the hoses out, and you know, cleaning out the air and the cooling system. Wait, that's good.
Is that good?
That's fine.
The last piece of the puzzle.
Yo.
Boom.
Koyorad.
Boom.
Boom.
Boom. Drove all the way to the car wash and it didn't overheat. It was actually staying like really cold. Yeah, like really pretty cold. This is how dirty it is. We're gonna give it a car wash, and I think the overheating problem is fixed. we got it running without overheating. Now it's like a challenge to get it to like normal temperature. We have to drive it for a while before it gets to normal temperature, and then when we stop the car and then start it again, it goes back to cold. So had to get a little tea. Gotta treat Gio out for helping me out. Also gonna buy him dinner later. Tasty choice with Gio.
Tasty choice with Koyorad.
Gotta treat him out for helping me with the cart today. Mandatory polo bow. We got everything done. You know, honestly, I didn't have too high hopes for this, but
You know, it only took us 30 minutes.
Yeah, only 30 minutes.
30
got
minutes.
it on. The car doesn't overheat anymore, so
It's too cold now.
finally, yeah, it's too cold now for real.
It doesn't even heat up anymore.
But it drives nicely, and next thing is probably fuel injectors. Gotta clean those or maybe get new ones. I'll see. And then after that, we go to power mods and aesthetic mods.
And tires.
Yeah, aesthetic mods. Wheels, tires, and suspension. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.